Hey everyone, happy Thursday. It is August the 10th and we are done with our first day of school. So that was very exciting. I do have to say though that I wasn't looking forward to getting started. For some reason, and I've noticed this is every school year, I am more motivated to continue on at the end of the school year than I am to start back. But, well, I would say there's a few years that I was happy to start back. Um, there has been a few years past that we did start in July. That might have been baby years. I can't remember. So anyway, we got started with school. It was about 15 minutes later than normal. My husband was waiting to get back on the road. His vehicle broke down, so he called me at a few minutes before 9, and that's when we wanted to start. So I chose to talk with him and until he was well on his way again to his job on the island. A few times a month he works at an island off from the coast of our state, and so it takes him a few hours to get there, and so he leaves early in the morning, and a few times he has broken down, and this has been one of the times. So anyway, I woke up almost in dread. I had taken some nighttime cold medicine last night, and because I've been battling a little cold, and I have been known to take that a few times just so I can sleep better, and I woke up groggy, so I'm not going to do that again. I can't have that. So we got started with school about 9:15, and we had a quick break in between to eat because we got hungry, and I had already allotted enough time in between to have a snack. So we had a snack slash lunch and whatever you want to call it, and then got back quickly on task. I have learned that if I can get everyone together, and if I move fluently through the subjects, that we can get done a whole lot better. So today did work out a lot better with school than I thought it would. We finished at about 2 o'clock. I had a documentary going, but I cut it short at 2 because it was rather boring and it wasn't exactly what I was looking for. That had to do with the U.S. history. We are doing, I can't even think of the name of it. I think it's U.S. History Detective this year. And so we got through lesson 1. I'm very excited about that. We did not do the essay questions at the end, but they did do the other questions. That's good enough for me for now. But of course, that had to do with Columbus and the American Indians and all, and that was really exciting. And that's what I was looking for, was an American Indian documentary. So I'll see if I'll find one later. The one that I did find was titled something like Before Columbus or something. It was on YouTube. So anyway, I cut that off at 2 o'clock, and then they ate again. Whether that was a snack or lunch, you can call it whatever you want. And so the plan is, once school is done and they eat, then that's when they have their free time until 4 o'clock. It is now 3:42, so we'll have until 4 o'clock, and then we're going to do chores. And I have a list of chores for each person. Depending on how long it takes them to do them is how long it's going to take them to have their chores. And then for me, it's going to take the longest. I will plan, Lord willing, to have a power hour every day at 4 o'clock. So I'm going to have to make my list for that for today. And then normally I'll start cooking at 5, but being that it is a night that James isn't going to be here and I have a few leftovers, I will put something with those leftovers. I think tonight I'll just do nachos. We have a few leftover, a few chicken enchiladas left over from last night. And we had some boiled chicken breast that I had left over. with some of the enchilada sauce. So I think I'll chop that up and add some salsa and sour cream and cheese to it, and maybe some beans, I'm not sure. And we'll just have nacho chips with that. So that'll be an easy supper. That's a tip I have, is if you are trying to save on money and you don't have enough leftovers to feed your whole family, just put a little extra something with that. It doesn't have to match the meal per se. You could have sandwiches with your leftovers or whatever, just so long as there's enough. And usually I'll have the fill-in stuff, unless it's something that I like better than the children. Usually it works out. So that's what we're going to do tonight. There's no need in cooking a whole other meal when we have food to eat in the refrigerator, and then that guarantees that that food won't go to waste. So anyway, I plan on normally cooking at 5 o'clock and then us eating at 6 or 6:30, just depending on when people get home and how long it takes me to cook. But I plan on those quick meals that I did a video on earlier. So that's pretty much it with that. Tomorrow I have to go out and pay a quick bill, and that will be my errand day. I don't have any grocery shopping to do tomorrow because I went ahead and did that early this week. And I don't know if I explained this on a prior video. I don't think I did. But what I'm doing is I'm going back to the once a month shopping and then having a quick small trip in between. So the way it worked this month so far is I spent $300. Well, actually it was like $303 for our big trip, and that was between Aldi and Walmart, or it might have just been Aldi. And then in between I had allotted $40 a week, and I think it's going to work out well. Now our month started, it was July the 27th. James gets paid every 2 weeks, so I'll go every 4 weeks as far as the shopping allowance, and then it will go to August the 24th. I would like to get it to where we have the actual month allowance, like an allowance for August and an allowance for September, yada yada, instead of the July 27th to August 24th deal. So maybe I can stretch. There's an extra week there that will finish out August. Maybe I can stretch what we have for the most part to last. And then I can go shopping on September the 1st. That would be pretty good. Go shopping on exactly on the 1st of the month instead of right before or a week before. So anyway, we'll see how that goes. So that's the plan. I had made it to where we had $300 to start the month and then $40 for each week after. We did run into a good sale, which I showed you the meat that we got at Lowe's Foods. So whenever you find it, it's good to take it versus having to pay extra later. Also, I plan on, and I have that menu downstairs, but I have made a menu for September. It is tentative, it can change, but it is a crossover between Living on a Dime. They have a menu, a menu and a shopping list for $150 for a family of 4. So we have 8, so that would be $300 for a family of 8. And but I had already had some roast and stuff that I bought at that sale that I told you about. And so I'm thinking about making it $350 for a family of 8 for the month of September and see how that works out. That's for our food allowance. We'll see how that goes. I do have a tentative menu and list that I can show you on that and see how that goes. So anyway, I'll let you go. I just want to catch up with you and see how you're doing today and let you know how we're doing. The first day of school was a great success. We did have a few behavioral problems with the children, a few of the children wanting to act up and make noise that wasn't necessary and distract the others, but I think they're going to do better and better from here on out. So anyway, I'll talk to you later. I hope you have a great day. And remember, if you have a few leftovers but not enough for a whole meal, make it into something else or just add a little something to it. So I'll talk with you later. Bye.